And we're starting
Square
now?
pegs.
Starting now.
Okay. This is my ghost story. It's not all scary story, but it's a weird story. In 2015, I was hiking the Appalachian Trail for my first time, and I got to Boiling Springs, and got there kind of late, and I had to wait for the post office to open. I got a care package of food, and then I was charging over at the regional office of the Appalachian Trail, so I charged there, so I get started late in the day. So I'm hiking through the fields and over the railroad tracks, and I was set sight on the Scott's farm. I figured I could cowboy camp somewhere at the farm. So as it's getting late, I'm crossing the railroad tracks and walking through cow fields with cows looking at me crazy, and get into the woods, and then I crossed a bridge, and it was dark. It was getting late, and what I didn't know is the Scott farm was 200 feet further, but I was watching my feet at that time, tired. So I passed the farm, and I'm going, and I'm walking through the woods, and I hear this voice up ahead, and I'm like, I couldn't understand the person because he had a very heavy German accent. So I walk around the corner, and nothing could prepare me for what I saw. There was this guy standing there, and there's a little footbridge over the swamp. And it looks like he sewed himself together clothes made out of patches, and he's got shoes on, right? And he's sitting there, and he doesn't have a headlamp on or anything. And he's just standing there at 10 o'clock at night. And what in the world, dude? So it took a few minutes just to be able to, tune your ear in to be able to understand them better, right? Mm. So you sort of tune your ear in, and I was able to understand him and make understand that, yes, he was okay. He comes out there sometimes at night to think. So, the guy's obviously okay. It's weird, but he seems to be in sound mind. Mm. So the bridge is only 50 feet long, so I walked to the other side of the bridge, and I stopped, and I pulled out the phone, consulted the Oracle of God hooks, and realized that, yes, I had overshot it by a half a mile. So I turned around and walked to the edge of the bridge and looked around, and dude is gone. So I'm looking around. I don't hear him mucking about in the swamp because it had been raining, and it's all muddy everywhere. And I don't see any light where he was. He just disappeared. So I looked down where he was standing, and that's where the craziest thing was. Where he was standing was mud, right? But there's no footprints where he was standing. So my only explanation is it was a ghost. Now, a year or two ago, somebody said on Facebook, asked a question what's the strangest unexplained thing that's happened to you on AT? So I told him that. And somebody piped up and says, I'm from that area. My family is as well. He says, I have an idea of what may have happened. He said, my grandfather told me, he said that during World War II, they had German prisoners of war in a camp in the area. He was thinking that some had even got out on pass or escaped and got down into the river and perished. And that's where I saw one of the ghosts on the river. It wasn't a scary one, but it was just a weird story. And that's my ghost story from the Appalachian Trail in 2015. And we are at the Upper Goose Pond Cabin on the Appalachian Trail. I'm Square Peg. And who's doing the filming?
Matt Sullivan.
Who else is here?
Me.
Who else is here?
Puzzle's here.
Prometheus?
Prometheus is here.
Puzzle?
Yep.
Blaze checking in.
Blaze?
Beer bag.
Bear bag?
Very bad. Yep.
Nice. Thank you very much.